China is an amazing place with a rich culture and a spectacular history. With one of the largest populations, transportation has taken a significant role in the development of the economy. Transportation in China has experienced significant growth over the past few years. The population, commercialization, and tourism have created a need for more efficient and modernized forms of transportation. The transportation infrastructure tends to vary geographically, but overall, the government is moving toward creating a centralized transportation network to connect major cities. China's current population is estimated at approximately 1.34 billion, with about 7 million residing in Hong Kong. However, there are many populated cities in the Pearl River Delta, with Shenzhen having 11.9 million residents, Guangzhou with 15 million, Dongguan with 8.3 million, and Macau with 3.5 million. With such large population, one would expect transportation to be bordering on nightmarish. However, China's government, recognizing the immense transportation needs of its people, has developed a solid transportation infrastructure. While this video will focus mainly on methods of transporting citizens, it is impossible to talk about transportation in China, and specifically the Pearl River Delta, without talking about shipping. China's government has focused on building a world-class shipping industry, leveraging their major port cities, as well as a new rail infrastructure. China's throughput of cargo at its ports has been the world's largest since 2006, handling over 2.1 billion tons of freight annually. These large port cities have made China a prime destination to have goods manufactured and shipped to markets abroad. Companies that ship products from China to the US via ocean have to wait approximately 4 to 5 weeks, though the cost to ship by boat are relatively low. While more expensive, air freighting goods into the United States takes only 7 days for bulk shipments. Because of the quick shipping times and the influx of business travelers, China has invested heavily in building an airport infrastructure as well. The Civil Aviation Administration of China has stated that China will invest 1.5 trillion yuan over the next 4 years to build another 45 airports, bringing the total number of airports in China to 220. China currently has ambitions to expand their distribution westward to begin to sell products domestically. Unfortunately, this isn't as easy as it sounds. The Pearl River Delta is responsible for 1/3 of China's total export because of the readily available transportation, including road, trains, and ports, while western regions of China do not have similar infrastructure established. In the Pearl River Delta, there are multiple ways to get around. While private transportation exists, it doesn't come without its difficulties. The roadways can be extremely congested at times, making navigating to your destination dangerous and difficult. Drivers in this area appear to have a comfort level with the traffic, however, as we witnessed many near collisions but no accidents. Another problem with private transportation is parking. Parking is almost non-existent in Hong Kong, as real estate is expensive. This has led some residents to use the motorbike as their main mode of transportation. While motorbikes are more nimble than regular automobiles, they also present additional challenges to those that share the roadway, including large trucks and buses. This problem has led to the banning of motorbikes in Guangzhou's downtown area, giving this area a smooth driving experience. One interesting aspect of private transportation that we encountered was that many of the private cars were very upscale, leading us to believe that having a car is much more of a privilege than it is in the United States. Also, it was noted that while traffic was bad, there didn't appear to be much enforcement of any laws. No tickets were issued, and the traffic lights appeared to be more suggestions than law. Public transportation, however, is the main mode of transportation for the majority of the population in the area. It is estimated that 90% of all journeys in Hong Kong are made by public transportation. Cheap, easy, and fast, Hong Kong's MTR system is one of the best ways to get around. Short for Mass Transit Railway, the MTR serves the Hong Kong area for very little money. Riders can purchase tickets costing 4 Hong Kong dollars per stop, or can purchase an Octopus card, a smart card debit system that automatically subtracts the correct amount of fare. The Octopus card is available to use for almost all public transportation, including buses, ferries, and railways. The MTR uses an interesting funding model. Rather than charge the population full price for tickets, the MTR purchased the land above the rail lines and charges rent to the buildings that have been built on top. This, in addition to the multiple retail shops in the subway, helps to offset the cost of ticket prices, which make getting around very inexpensive. Public buses are also heavily used across the Pearl River Delta. Buses can be seen on almost every street, usually packed with people. The cost to ride the bus is also inexpensive, and it is relatively easy to navigate. Shenzhen's urban bus system consists of regular buses, minibuses, and double-decker sightseeing buses. There are about 8,000 buses running on about 400 lines. There are more than 500 bus lines opening in Guangzhou City, with 80% of the buses equipped with air conditioner. Taxis are as prevalent as buses in the Pearl River Delta, although traveling by taxi introduces some risk. While in Hong Kong, most taxi drivers had a rudimentary understanding of English, this was not the case in Guangzhou or Shenzhen. The hotels offered taxi cards that had written instructions on them to give to the taxi drivers to get back to the hotel. However, in many cases, taxi drivers would turn Americans away, most likely due to the language barrier. Toll roads dominated the places that we visited, with the bus having to make multiple stops in any given trip. Toll roads are built on an economic investment model using private equity funding, with the new company funding each new section of road. Once the company recuperates their initial investment and captures some profits, the roads are turned back over to the state. Because Hong Kong is on a body of water, they have an extensive ferry system. There are multiple companies that operate ferries and multiple ferries to ride on, including regular passenger ferries that move at a moderate pace, as well as fast ferries or turbo ferries that are a bit more expensive but travel much faster and at further distances than regular ferries. The route between Hong Kong and Macau is the busiest ferry route, operating 24 hours per day. It takes approximately 1 hour to travel the 70-kilometer journey on the high-speed vessel. As we've shown, China's transportation system is a vital aspect to their industry. As the country continues to expand their economic footprint, transportation will play a defining role in the success of their efforts.